Well, it's Monday morning, President's Day. Let's see if we can see what time it is. It's 11:15. We've been out here for about an hour working on this. We've got the hose run to the master cylinder for the new hydraulic clutch. We're routing it down this way for a nice curve under the frame and on its way to the back. This is an aftermarket head steady, by the way. That's nice. Coming over here. Comes out nice, smooth, gentle. Good, straight, gentle curve all the way down to the fitting down here, supplied with the hydraulic slave cylinder in here. That actually has a bleeder, and we're going to try to use that. We're going to put some juice in it now and see if we can bleed the system and make it work. This is cool. This is fun. And I'm still working up here in the headlight, wiring these wires, getting the right ones to the right place. So that's been my time this morning. All right, here we go. All right, we're ready to bleed the system, and I'll show you a couple of things I do. First of all, here's the catch bottle down here. This is on the bleeder. Got the wrench already. Notice that the hose is coming out and going up before it goes down. That's important because when you get fluid out of here with bubbles and you let go of the handle up there, it'll suck the bubbles back inside. But if you have fluid in here, the bubbles will come up to the top and it'll only suck fluid back inside. So your hose should always go vertical out of the bleeder on the caliper, or in this case, the slave cylinder. Okay, so we're set up over here. Now over here, we've already filled this master cylinder, and I want to show you some action here. What we're doing is trying to fill the hose all the way down to the slave cylinder. So we got to get fluid all the way down before we can really start to bleed for pressure. And I'm going to stand up here so I can see this and watch the action of the fluid when I move the handle. See the bubbles? And if I just sit here and do this, all the bubbles come up, and I'm just gently encouraging fluid to flow down to the slave cylinder. And quite literally, I can keep doing this until I completely fill the whole system, and it'll be 99% bled just from the top by doing this, rather than trying to do the 1, 2, 3 release, 1, 2, 3 release, 1, 2, 3 release method. And yes, I have tried the vacuum ones where you suck it down, and I've tried the pressure ones where you force it down, and I've tried the air, the jobby-doos that you stick on there and put compressed air across it and create a vortex. I've tried everything, and frankly, the old-fashioned method of getting the lines full and then going down and releasing the bubbles at the slave cylinder has always worked best. So I'm just an old-time classic bleed it the old way. But notice I'm still getting bubbles out of here. And I'm just adhering to this very gently. And still getting little bubbles. And those little bubbles are just as important as the big bubbles. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to show you. We're going to continue the process and get to the point where we will bleed the slave cylinder down there. Okay, dot 3 and 4 brake fluid is will damage paint. So if I had the gas tank on here, I would have it draped about 6 different ways to catch any splashes that might come out of here. Now I want to show you something up here. First of all, notice that since the last video, I've actually moved this master cylinder over here so that it's at a slight angle up. Okay, let me back off some here. So it's now slightly angled up. And that's because when it's level, this little area right here will accumulate air, and it'll just sit there and bounce back and forth while you're trying to get the air out of the lines. So this continues the vertical from the hose all the way at the bottom, all the way through here, and then through here, it's still slanted up and the bubbles will come out. As soon as I tilted this down, I got some monster bubbles right out of it. So I think they were right in here just bouncing back and forth. So that's one trick. Another trick is to actually do this on a bike on its side stand for a master cylinder on a front brake. If you put it on a side stand and rotate the wheel to the right, you will automatically lift this master cylinder up in the air at a vertical, semi-vertical, goes up, which will help you bleed the air out of that also. When they're level, they're a pain in the butt. Now, I'm going to go up here and show you what's happening here. Watch the action when I do this. You should see a spurt. See it? That's a spurt. That's not a bubble. That tells you that the cylinder, the system is completely full. Okay? And I now have pressure on my handle. Okay? I'm actually activating the clutch now. Okay, so Kevin's going to go down there, and I'm going to, I'll hold the camera up here, and you can watch the action down there. I'm going to pull the handle in 1, 2, 3, and hold it, and then he's going to release it down there. Watch the column.
Open.
There it goes. Okay, close it.
Closed.
Okay, I'm going to do one more. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do an open and close.
Closed.
Okay, now I'm going to do another one here. Did you see the air bubble up here when I did that last time? I got the spurt, but I also got an air bubble. Okay, I'm holding.
Open. Closed.
Okay, now I'm going to do one more and show the fact that the handle collapses up here when I hold it tight. I'm going to maybe zero out a little. Okay, now I'm going to show this up here. What we're doing is 1, 2, 3.
Open.
And there it collapsed.
Closed.
And did you see the spurt come right over this? If this was over the gas tank, that would be on the gas tank. And that's bad because it hurts the paint. So I'm going to put some more fluid in here, and we're going to run another whole master cylinder's worth of fluid through the system, and then that'll be done. Okay, we've got the system completely bled, and the adjustment down here calls for pushing it all the way in to get all the fluid in the slave cylinder backed out up into the pipe. And then you back away from that one full turn on the adjuster. And at this point in time, the system should not have any air bubbles in it. It will, and they will come out as the bike is ridden just because of the motion and bouncing of the bike. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to hold this here and show you can you, I'm bouncing all over the place. Can you see that?
I got it.
Okay, I'm going to show them the clutch action.
Yep. Oh yeah, you can see it.
Good clutch action. Okay. All right. That was fun. Okay. Now, one thing that's interesting, it says here on the top, this is Colorado Norton Works. They make really nice stuff. Their stuff is really cool. It says .4 or 5 brake fluid. That doesn't mean they're mixable. You use either .4 or 3 if you want to, but 3 is obsolete. 3 and 4 are almost the same. 4 is an improved 3. So use .4 or use .5, but do not mix them. Don't put 4 in there and then add 5 to it, or vice versa. I don't know what happens, but I do know bad things happen. So use 4 or 5. We've used 4, and I'm going to make sure the client knows that there's 4 in there, not 5. I've just not made the mental change to silicon-based .5 yet. I'm still using the old stuff. Well, golly gee whiz, the hydraulic clutch is installed. The switch is installed. We just did a full electrical check on all systems. We're going to start the bike now. This will be the first start for us here in the shop. And see how it goes. Then put the side covers and seat back on it. And then maybe do a test ride either this afternoon or tomorrow. Running a little late and I have some running around to do. So it's coming together.
Yeah, key's on.
You got key on. The Mikuni does have a choke if you want it. Tells you got good snap.
Yeah. I'll try a couple of kicks without the choke, and then we'll
See how it goes. This is a cold start for a bike that hadn't been run in a while. I was going to say gas on tickle.
Yeah, where's the tip? We're trying to find a choke lever. There it is.
It's on that side, yeah. It clicks up.
Electricity's on, right?
Yeah, you've got lights.
Okay, yep.
I would turn that off to the left. There you go.
Now it's on that side, you gotta way back there. Choke on or off? It's on. There.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Now it's off, yeah.
Okay, so that was a choke. All right. All right, well, we'll start it again and set the idle in idle jet. Okay, so we got a good start.